My name is Damali Ssali, and I welcome you to this episode of the Ideation Corner, where we are hosting Mr. Kalule Anthony, and we're continuing with our story on him being a head teacher for the last 35 years, and he's going to tell us more about the critical lessons learned, what he did, what are the critical changes that have happened. So we are back again, Mr. Kalule.
Thank you, madam.
Yes. I wanted to follow up on you being a head teacher for the last 35 years, because it is a business. School is a business.
It is, in a way.
So what are the critical, if I wanted to start a school, what lessons would you tell me, given your experience?
During that time, private schools were very few. When I started teaching, private schools were very few. In fact, in the whole of Masaka, secondary schools were just only 2 private schools. There was Chiswera Secondary School, and there was another school near Chotera. So, and even primary schools, primary schools were not all that many. Yeah. But over the years, people started venturing in starting primary schools and secondary schools. Yes. Starting a school, it is very good, but some people fail to start just because they think they have to get so much before they start. Yes. Which may not be the case sometimes. Sometimes you find that the effort one puts in and the intelligence you put in and the way you try to plan what you are going to do is what can make it. As we talk of innovation, for example, when I was at Chimanya Primary School, a deputy, that is when we started the Blessed Sacrament School Chimanya. With my 2 friends.
You started a school?
It is a church school. It is not personal. Okay. It is a church school. So we started that school. Chimanya Blessed Sacrament School is now a very big school. But we didn't have, there were no buildings, but we had the teachers. These 2 teachers I'm talking of, okay, now they are 8 teachers. They were good teachers. So that's where what I'm telling you. If you have the money power, and you can really use your intelligence. Having a lot of money may not be the thing.
The critical thing.
It may not be the very critical. So when we were starting that secondary school, for me I was the deputy here. But then the other
you were still a deputy here when you were starting and then there. Okay.
Helping them at least to start. Okay. So I told them they wanted to start a school. My head teacher was not very much interested because somewhere she was fearing, saying, but these ones, they don't have anything. It means we the primary schools are the ones to give them. But how? Then I said, no, sister, it's okay. We are just going to give them just a few desks. And for the buildings. So there was a small church which they had built at the beginning when they were constructing Simanya Parish. It was a smaller one, just small. He said they are going to start from there. From the church. So good enough, the parish priest accepted the idea, and they partitioned that one into 2 rooms. And the desks, I convinced my head teacher to give them some. Okay, we had these desks, you sit, which are attached to it is the same seat and the desk. You understand?
Yes, the table and the
forms.
Together. Yes, I know them.
So we had to give them some 4 or 5 desks. The teacher accepted, and they started. Yes. But when they started, with those 2 teachers, when they started, because they were very good teachers, and they are determined. They taught all the lessons by the way secondary school. One was a science teacher, another was an art teacher. So the science teacher could teach mathematics, biology, history, chemistry, and this one, because there was no money to pay. Okay. The teachers, one decided to take the history, the science part, another one
all the arts.
So they had what I want to say, you have to put in initiative for that matter. Then they said, okay. They started, one taught science and sciences, another taught what? Arts. They got 11, by the way, they got 11 students only. So they had to teach those ones and to teach them to the parents' expectations, so that they really get to know that, okay, even though the school has not got good buildings, but it can teach. class.
Okay.
So that of teaching, when you feel you can really go and teach, you teach the children, the parents know, and the children know.
And this is not about the building.
Yes, they can judge and say the teacher teaches, that teacher is good, that teacher is good. So those ones taught, and after 1 year, they spoiled for 1 year. After 1 year with 11 students, the parents say, hey, those are very serious people. So the following year, they had to give
more students.
More students.
Yes.
So even in senior 1, they brought those ones in senior 2. And by the time they spent about 3 years, they had started constructing.
Wow.
And the school now, it is a very big school.
Now it's a big school.
It is a very big school.
Okay.
So when I went to Chabako as a teacher, the 8 years I spent there, I said, but I spent 8 years here without starting a secondary school. Then I started a secondary school at Chabako to give it somebody. But bad enough, the year I started it, it is when again I decided to leave that school. So the other people,
they didn't continue.
They didn't continue with the school. It collapsed.
Yes.
So I left that one, and I was going for studies somewhere. Then when I came back, I had a kind of holiday break somehow. By then, governments could give us some study leaves and whatever. So I had a kind of a study leave. Then that is when they approached me, and I started the Archbishop Chiwanuka Secondary School.
You started it yourself?
Yeah, I started it myself. Because by then, the government, I was still enjoying this study leave, okay?
Yes.
So they were not really at my neck to go back. So I said, no, they approached me, the parish approached me, and they said, we want to start this school. We wanted to start the school here, but the requirements are so much, are very much. Then I asked them, what are the requirements? Yes. They told me they wanted books, they wanted the desks, they wanted this and that, and so on. I told them, but I think those are not very important to me. Told them, I said, okay, I'm going to help you to start. I'll be there for 1.5 years, and then I go back to. They will demand me to go back to government, to full government now. Then I said, it's okay. So they had spent some good years without starting a school, just saying they didn't have enough money to start a what. But for me, what I'm going to tell you is that you be serious about it if you want to start a school and have the money power. So for me, these things what they talked of, when I looked at them, I said no. That school was going to start very near St. Andrew's Chitovu. St. Andrew's is 25 from the Archbishop Chiwanuka Secondary, because they are all artists of here. Then I looked at the book, the book side, where they were trying to tell me buy this, and I said no. The teachers who are coming, who will come, have to be knowledgeable. Have to be knowledgeable. And knowledgeable teachers, not books. Yes. And in addition to that, I said, in my planning, I said, I will get some part-time teachers from St. Andrews to come and teach here. And when they come,
you're getting from the competition.
Yes, I know. I will get the books.
Oh, okay.
Because for them, when they come, they cannot ask me for a book. Yes. Because they have a lot of books. Okay. Then I said, these ones who will not be coming from St. Andrews, I will help them to be friendly with those of St. Andrews, so that they borrow them books. They bring them books and so on. Okay. Then that problem of books, I said, no, it is not a problem. So when I started that school, that was in 1993. I started with okay. For other things like books, I've told you books. I said no, it's okay. For teachers, they were thinking of really so many teachers. For me, I said no. I get some part-time teachers who are very good. So the teachers will not be a very big burden to me. So I had to put there just a few teachers here, just 1, 2, 3. And even me, I was also teaching.
You also the teacher.
So that one, I said, desks, how about desks? I told them, okay, desks, if you have money, give me, and I buy. But if you don't have money, leave it to me. Because you have told me you don't have money, but you are telling me desks. So you shouldn't start because of desks. I told them, if you don't have desks, if you have money, give me. But if you don't have, we shall start.
Starting.
Yeah, we are going to start. Yes. Then he said, okay. I went to the parish priest. I asked him, because he was also the chairman of the body by then. I told him, help me with some 5 forms from the church. Some 4 forms from the word. By the way, these forms where you cannot even have where to write from.
Yeah, this one, just that.
Those ones, just to sit.
Yes.
I said, give me. Yeah. And he said, yeah, I thought the ones, because they gave me 2 rooms on the primary school. For the classrooms, it was okay. I told them these ones are okay. Yes. So for the desks, I said, okay.
I just need the benches.
Give me the benches. Yes. They gave them.
Benches.
But what was important was the children to sit on the benches and get first class teaching. So the moment they came, they sat on forms, but they saw teachers from St. Henry's coming, this and that, they said it is okay.
It's fine.
The parents said it's okay. Because by the way, St. Henry's was very expensive in a way. So this one was a school which wanted to look like a St. Henry's, but asking little money. So the parents could say, no, that is okay. That is a gift. So
my child will sit on that bench.
So they sat on the bench.
Yes.
Benches, but good enough because they had known me. I had started my secondary school, and that they knew I was. They said, Mr Kalule is starting a secondary school. They brought the students. So
because of your reputation.
Yes. Okay. So on the first day, when we started, I got 10 students. So when I got 10 students on the first, I said it's okay now. I'm going to school. I'm going. So, but when they had, I was the one. After about 2 weeks, I had about 30 of the 30 students. They had come.
Okay.
So when the very first man I got from the students, the very first man they were paying 25,000. I went and bought desks.
That's the first thing.
There was nothing else I could look at. I said it is desks. So after 1 week, I told the carpenter, please do it very quickly.
I need my desk.
So after 1 week, after 2 weeks, the children, I brought 10 desks, and they were very happy. They
don't have a desk.
There was even a problem of feeding them. Me, what I did was to work with the headmaster primary. I asked him, please, for me, I will give you money for lunch. But you help me with your cook. And your saucepan is your cook and your saucepan, so that they cook together. He said it's okay. So, but here, when we are making a play, they will say, money for the cook. But what if you have only to sit down and say, do I have money for the cook?
No.
Then you find a way. Somebody said, why don't we use that one? After my students are not many, why don't we use that one? Why don't we do this? So the saucepans, the cook herself, the place where to cook from, just I was helped by, could just give him money for what?
Yes.
So that problem was also was also solved. So that's how it started. And at the end of the term, I had 60 students.
Wow, in one term, from 10
in
to
1
60.
term.
Yes.
That's when they said, oh, no. I remember there was an education week. We had just started. So I told my students that the parents don't know, my teachers, the parents don't know that we exist.
Yeah.
So these our students, they were about to 40, they were not 60. They are all school choirs. You give them uniforms, they can appear on the stage. Catholic schools, they used to have education weeks and so on.
Yes.
So all the 40 children, 40 plus children, were given uniforms and they went to appear on the stage. When they appeared on the stage, they thought the school, they were just say, hey, which school is that?
School is this?
With the choirs. They thought it possible some students had remained, but everybody was on the stage. The school was on the stage. But that was just to impress them.
Yeah.
To tell them, please, we are here, we exist.
Yeah.
So even from there, they even brought more students. More students. At least by the end of the year, I had a class of 70 students, and those were enough to pay my teachers and to buy some few books and so on and so forth. But I was not putting so much emphasis on books, but on quality of teaching, the teachers who are going to teach the students. So that's how the school started. After the second year, of course, I was demanded. I had to go back to the government.
They called you back. This is a study leave.
I was just there, really debating in my mind. Yes. Should I stay? So that the government forgets me, or I go back to the government. Yes. But I said I go back to the government.
You went to work.
Because that is where possible I will get my pension.
Yes.
That's where I can get my. The other one will not give me my pension. So I said, no, let me go back to the government. So I went. I left my students and said, so I had liked the school so much. But as I've told you, out of the two evils, you choose the lesser.
Yeah. Who did you leave it to? Who did you leave it with, the school?
Okay, the parish found had to get another teacher.
Okay.
Who came to head it. Came in the second year, second year. That's when I left the school, because they were government threatening to close me out all the payroll. If I didn't go back, they would close me. Then I said, no, let me leave this and go back. So I went back to the government. But the good now, that school, Archbishop Secondary School, now is a very big
a big school.
A very big school.
And you started,
yes, I started. So, to answer your question, what do you need to start? Yes, money is needed.
Yes.
And the good buildings are needed if the means are there. But if the means are not there, please first look at the quality of the teachers. And really sit down and see. Teaching the pupils. The pupils want to be taught.
Yes.
And the parents want their children to study.
Yes.
The moment the children go back, all the students go back and say, we study, but we are not very comfortable. Most of the reasonable parents will say, no, it is okay. It's okay. So that is very important. But when you have the money and you have it's okay, you put up good buildings, and then you buy books and whatever. But then if you don't have, you may start more so if you are not in a very competitive place. Yes. If it is a kind of low school, you can start with just a little you may have.
But I like your point where you start with the good teacher. The first and foremost thing is the quality of the teachers.
Quality of the teachers. It is what the parents want. Reasonable parents. Most of the parents are reasonable, by the way. If not reasonable. So they want teachers. Because they go there to teach, to be taught. And the two, they want, they want good teachers, they want good, even behavior is part of it. You be disciplined, let the teachers be disciplined, and the students be disciplined. Yes. The parents will say, oh, that one is okay. Because not so many, they want, the parents want their children to be disciplined.
That's so true.
So from there, okay, went on starting some of the time when we had to retire. I went into...
You're formally retired? You're formally retired now?
Many years back.
You're formally retired?
8 years now. I'm retired. I'm a senior citizen.
But you're still doing a lot of stuff.
I retired just 8 years back, and I don't have any appetite of going back because I really told you, and I think there isn't much I can add on.
But when people come to you and ask you, like,
I don't
have spoken to you, I would want to come and talk to you. I want to start a school.
No.
Give me some advice.
Yes, advice I give.
Yes.
But going there to work, I cannot.
You will not.
I cannot. There are so many other, brilliant, strong, and whatever younger people who can really do the work. So you cannot just say, I can't my experience. Let the other ones also get experience. No, they don't get experience. So that one, I retired, and so many people who came to me wanting to really go and try to help them start. But I can give advice, but not to go to what? Okay. To start. That one.
No, you're just transferring advice and experience.
That's right.
Okay.
So, don't know, possibly you can ask me, you don't know what I have not to
I think I'm looking at the current education system where, one, we have a lot of schools that are everywhere. Usually quality sometimes is a problem. And also we've come to a point where schools are more interested in it has a beautiful building, but it has no compound. So in a way, the education system has changed drastically.
It has. And I don't think it is for the better. Because you find now schools, okay, it could be for the better, somewhere, somehow. But so many people have started schools without really being very serious. As I have told you, I'm not looking at the side of money and what, but of course you have to get some money. But you find somebody, they are not very serious, not knowing that the children have come to study. That's by trying to provide for them and giving them quality what? Quality teachers, so that they can be properly taught. You find somebody such a school, he just gets just people not experience, because even younger people who come from the college want them to teach, okay?
Yes.
But again, you have also to weigh and see which type of people you are you are employing. Because that is very important.
Yes.
That is very
like
important.
You said, the teacher must be passionate about teaching.
That's right.
You must want to teach for you to
but
be able to
these days, anyway, such teachers are not so many. The problems are very many. Some schools, when they start, because another thing which I didn't mention, as you want good teachers,
yes,
please also sacrifice and pay them. That don't tell them we have just started, we don't have money. Okay, you give them, tell them the little you can give them, and make sure you pay them.
Yes, and when you start making money, give them more. Okay.
It is not just a matter of saying I don't have. If you don't have money to pay these younger teachers and younger teachers, don't start a school then, because as they really go on learning without getting salaries, they cannot give quality work.
Yeah.
But if you have told somebody, I'm going to give you so much money, please leave other things, leave the books for that matter. Leave the building for that matter.
Yes. Don't worry about the building.
Yes, and they pay the teachers. You get to know their good qualities, and again pay them. That one is okay. But if the teachers are not paid, because some schools really start a school, but it don't employ teachers who are just going there to learn about, salaries and so on. What. You can go on an empty stomach when your teachers has been done, has been paid. You are serious about it, by the way. If you go back and sleep in your bed, you didn't eat, but when your teachers have done what? Has eaten.
Because actually now we see instances where you take your child to school, the teacher is not giving a good quality education in the classroom, but they're doing what do they call them? Extra classes.
Extra classes,
and that's when they actually teach. So you wonder, but I don't want my child to come for extra classes.
And that one, this extra class, this extra money, the teacher knows it is from the parent direct. And he has to work to impress the parent.
Yes.
But this one, for you collect the money, and you have to get some money to pay the teacher, and that one does not come direct. But this one, extra teaching.
Yeah, extra teaching is direct.
If the teacher is not paid for extra, then he is not going to teach, and the parents will automatically know that the teacher was not given his money. Or her money. But this one, monthly payments, the regular ones, the teacher may not pay, the parents may not know.
Yeah. That's true, because the teacher won't say.
And when the teacher goes in class, his moral is just very down.
Yes, because what's happening now is that your child will go to school during the daytime and they won't get taught by the teacher.
Yes.
Then the teacher does extra classes and that's when they actually teach. So if you're a parent who can't afford extra classes, your child won't be.
Your child will not be taught. Yes. But if the teacher is paid his money, as they came to agreement with the teacher or with the director, the teacher teaches.
That's why for you advice.
Even if he gets little money than another school, but you be honest and give him that money, he will teach. Because he knows the moment he doesn't teach, he will not get that money. You are monitoring him or her, so you will not get that money. But and you also become a little bit ashamed to come and tell the teacher, you have not paid for 3 months, and he says, please, why don't you go to school? I'll come. So you become nervous also. You cannot really demand from where you are not really facilitating for that matter. So that one also is very important. Teachers, get quality teachers, and they sacrifice and pay them. Before you look at the buildings, and before you look at the what? The books. The books I have said, the books are important. But as I have told you, you get knowledgeable teachers. And these knowledgeable teachers, when he knows he's doing something, he can even go to a good school somewhere, even if you don't tell him. And borrow.
That's true.
Because he knows he wants to impress. So he can go to a friend and say, please, if you have a book like this, then you can sit with him, he has borrowed it. These days we have been in government schools, they have schools. The teachers could go there and they borrow books.
Yes.
You find it in a private school, borrowing, not stealing. For that matter. When he gets what he can get from there,
Yes.
he goes.
Yes.
So for you, just sit there with the director, but you see what is being. For the teacher, when you bring a book and you put it there, you don't give him a salary. What is the use of the book?
Yeah.
He looks at it and he does not even go through it to get information from that book because you don't need to pay him.
Yeah.
But even if the book is not there, but a friend has a book, he knows you are going to pay him, he goes there and
borrow the book.
because he wants to impress you and the pupils. So those ones are very important. The teachers are very important.
What's your opinion about all these? Because nowadays they're giving the students so much homework. Like when I was studying, we didn't have that much homework. But nowadays, even a P.
Those are exaggerations. If I was a minister of education, but of course you cannot do it. You cannot stop them because they are doing it in their homes.
Yes.
There is too much exaggeration in teaching. Younger children in nursery, P1, P2, homework. What for? You go to the school,
learn,
teach it properly. You know your syllabus is covered. Give the pupil as little homework as possible. And why again do you make younger children P1 nursery and so on? They study even at 7, they are at school at what? That one you cannot blame anybody now because the government allowed it to go like that. But otherwise, because for you, if you don't start yours at 7,
when everyone is
sometimes the parents are really not. They say, let me take my people to another school. So you have really, you may find yourself dragged in that kind of thing.
Yes.
You also find your children going very early and leaving very late, but it is not good at all. For this, it is not necessary. You pack somebody so much. This teaching when you are packing somebody. So, by the way, when we are leaving P7, a little bit back, when we are leaving to go, they are used to these schools which used to teach so much. And the students, the pupils, there was a school called Boys School. They were in Masaka. And the Kako school, they are in Masaka. They could teach so much, pumping for that matter.
Yeah. And
they could get the students going. So one passes the exams not because they are very intelligent, but because there is so much pumping. Yeah. But the moment he relaxes, he goes back. So we used to get those students, but for us who had not left gone there from very good schools, our schools were regular schools like that. We are not used to that kind of pumping.
Information
so we could just go there to the lecturers, teachers, we go back and then we just drink our porridge, this and that. But you could see the other ones are toiling so much. Stressed. And very much frustrated.
Yes.
But you could find yourself, because you are accustomed to that, you don't need to go back to be every time reading. You go and play football, you go and do this and that. Yeah. So
you have some extra
those ones who used to come with very high marks, you could see them really deteriorating. And it is even up to date.
That's true.
Even up to date, the story is even up to date.
Yeah.
You find that these children who have been in not very good schools, when they go to secondary schools, if he passes and goes to school, and you find these ones who have been in very high schools,
who have been pumped with
these ones can really just overdo the other ones very easily.
It's true.
Because they are not easy. So, not to go very much far, a little back, to go back to your question, my idea about that homework and so what, it is not good, it would not be so necessary, but as I have told you, them are those
extra homework.
Are those
in school at 7.
Imagine to our homework or something like that. Those ones are so much it is not. But what can you do about it?
That's true.
When another school is doing so. Yeah. But if there is a way of discouraging that, it should be discouraged.
Okay. Mr. Kalule, thank you so much.
We are welcome.
We've come to the end of our time. It sounds like it's a short time.
Okay.
Are there any last words that you'd like to say? Any parting shots?
Okay. First, I would like to thank you very much for bringing me here and talking about education as it is. And what I would like to say is that to encourage teachers to continue teaching, not really very much looking at the side of money, but at least to really teach and they feel they have taught the children what they can. Because now these days you find so many teachers are discussing, as I have been discussing, that some teachers may not teach because they have not been paid. Okay, if somebody has not given you your money, try to negotiate it with him or with her, but you go and teach the children. That is at least very important. You sacrifice and teach the children. That's what I can say.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you had it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.